Hello and welcome to Porch Time with Bill Benson. We are into the spring session and I'm so happy that I could be on the show with you with my allergies coming in. So hopefully you're not suffering as much as I am. But the Porch is a great place to spend half an hour with some incredible friends of mine and songwriters. And on this episode is George Potts. George, welcome.
Hey, Bill.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. And if you hear me clearing my throat from time to time, it's probably the same thing.
Excellent.
But on a lot less scale.
Yeah. You know, this yesterday I sounded like Billy Joel, and now I sound like, well, no, not like him, but now a little more like Rod Stewart. And you know, it's amazing how that happens in the spring. So what I always do with my guests is I'd like you to introduce yourself to our viewers and tell people a little about yourself.
Okay. My name is George Potts. I've been living in Kent, Connecticut for the last over 40 years, singing and playing in a band called the Joint Chiefs and playing at my wife's family's restaurant, the Fife and Drum. And now that I am more or less retired, I've been getting out more and playing some open mics and performing some songs that I've written over the years and trying to get back into more songwriting now and in the future.
Nice. Now, so you moved to Connecticut in 78?
76. Yeah,
okay.
76.
I was 78. You were 76.
Yeah.
And you landed in the Kent area?
Well, I landed there because I was engaged to my lovely wife.
Oh, okay.
And her dad had a restaurant.
Okay.
So I worked there for 9 years until I regained my sanity.
All right.
As one likes to say about the restaurant business.
Yeah, I have worked in the restaurant business, so I kind of know that. So you been involved in music all your life?
Yeah, youngest of 5 kids, grew up in Long Island. They were always singing in the car, and I was always trying to find the harmony, you know, to this day.
Yeah. I gave up on that a long time ago.
And we're all still around, and it's it's the life I lead.
Now, music, you were in the restaurant business for a while.
For a while, and I was actually playing with my father-in-law, who was a pianist by the name of Dolph Tremont, who was a great musician, and I was actually playing bass with him for 25, 30 years.
Now, what did you do professionally other than restaurant business?
Well, between college and moving to Kent, I was full-time music in Chicago. And I played in a band out there, and we went all over the Midwest looking for that big record contract in the early 70s when they were signing everybody except our band, you know. and the handwriting was on the wall in about 76. And Alyssa and I were engaged by that time, and that's when I moved back. And I would occasionally play with other friends, but then once my kids got older, I started up with a group that we call ourselves the Joint Chiefs. Yeah. And we've been together 25 years doing a lot of music around the northwest corner of Connecticut.
Yeah. And the beauty of, I think the beauty of doing music, and I won't include you in my age, but the beauty of doing music at, later in life, is that you can do it as much much more for the passion of it than just the stardom of what could be. When I was 16, I was sure I was going to be a rock and roll drummer that toured the world, right? We all do that.
I had the platform shoes and the bell bottoms.
I did too, which is
kind
of embarrassing.
And the hair.
And that too. And then life takes over, and you put some things away. You continue to dabble in it, but that we can be doing this at this stage in our lives, basically, and feel as passionate about it as any time in my life is a great thing. So
yeah, absolutely. It's a
show about you, so play a song.
So getting to be of a certain age, a lot of people I know are moving south, and I decided with my wife that we love living in Kent. We've been, active members locally, and so I went to a songwriting camp, and one of the things that the songwriting teacher said was take naps, and I'm really good at that.
I wish I could be.
And I woke up the last morning I was there and had the two closing lines of the song. And I'm like, well, because we had just talked about, before I went to the camp, listen, I had just talked about that we don't really want to move. We don't want to be the Florida guys, right. Although we have many friends who love that world down there, not to belittle it. So this song that came out of that was called New England, and I'm going to play right now.
Excellent.
Well, I saw my first bluebird yesterday, and it seemed a little early up our way. But I'll watch her as she builds her home, raise her brood, fly off alone. And it seems to me that cycle's getting earlier each year. Maybe it's a harbinger or more, but I think it's at least a hint for sure. 'Cause even though she has to go, she'll be back before you know. There's no way she'll ever leave New England. Folks been leaving from the north a while, but could the rest of us be living in denial? With our steady habits, old routines, in factories once filled with dreams, and time tests every bond we've made and drives a man to go. But if one day like that bird I flew, my heart would always come back for you. With your silver shorelines, firefly moons, you snowy Sunday afternoons, there's no way I'll ever leave New England. So fly on, bluebird, go on down. Fly on, bluebird, 'cause I know I'll be seeing you around. But like love, there is a price to pay for all the things done gladly every day. 'Cause we'll ignore the things we've lost and happily forget the cost, and few will fully understand the reasons why we stay. 'Cause faithfulness and heartache go in hand, and they run a debt you don't pay on demand. With a weak embrace and a parting line, a long-time lover leaves sometimes, but there's no way I'd ever leave New England. So fly on, bluebird, go on down. Fly on, bluebird, 'cause I know I'll be seeing you around. 'Cause you pull my head down to your chest, fill my heart with happiness. There's no way I'll ever leave New England. Thank you. I think there are a lot of people my age who live in Connecticut who sort of feel the same way. I know there's people leaving, but there's a lot of people.
I can tell you that I've lived in New England all my life. I lived in Connecticut since '78, and there is no place else I would rather be. There's places I would like to visit, but you know, this is, I love the seasons. You know?
I think it's because everything.
Even if I have my head is full of, you know,
everything's
stuff
based
right
on
now.
towns.
Yeah.
So, because it's town and state, there's no other level of,
Right.
other than the court system being done in the counties. But that's, I mean, it's towns, so everybody has to work together in the towns.
Yeah.
You know, and that, I think that's really important.
Yeah. So you're listening to you, and I do this all the time, but listening to you, was trying to hear who influenced you. And the great thing is, I didn't really hear anyone in particular, and that, you know, as a musician, you know, you can get caught up. You can get caught up in, you know, sounding like Dylan or sounding like whomever. But when you were coming up and listening, who did you most easily gravitate to?
Well, I've got an older brother who's 5 years older, and he was listening to Dylan, but before that it was like Kingston Trio and Four Brothers and Limelighters and
Yeah.
right, so that's sort of in the Wayback Machine.
Right.
But Dylan was important, but not as much to me as the James Taylor, Paul Simon, Joni Mitchell triumvirate.
Right.
You know, I was heavily into Joni Mitchell for a long time. Still, when I'm out doing cover material, I'll still do a lot of her stuff.
How about Tom Rush?
Yeah, he was one of
those
my
guys.
brother's influences,
Yeah.
and yeah, I do. In fact, he didn't write it, but the Memory Song. You ever heard that song?
Yeah, yeah.
About can't remember. You know what?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're. And when did you first pick up a guitar?
I had a ukulele when I was like 10, and didn't really get into guitar until my brother was off at school, and he was in boarding school, so I got his guitar and started noodling on that, and
Right.
so it was about age 12, I'd say.
And when did you write your first song?
Wow, definitely like my freshman year in college.
Yeah.
Was when I started writing. And I'm not a prolific writer by any stretch of the imagination. It's like, you know, a couple of songs a year, which is why I'm like trying to, now that I've got loads of songs in the can, as it were, not in the can as it were, but in process.
Right.
And so now I'm just trying to buckle down and concentrate and take the time to focus enough so that they sound like something I want to sing and don't sound
Right.
like someone else.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, it's finding the right words, as you know.
I know,
You know, because
I know.
you've written some beautiful stuff.
And,
you know?
and it's hard. It's hard. You know, I know people that say I write every day, and I'm like, I write when it feels good. You know, I can't. I'm not disciplined that way because you know, why regurgitate stuff when you get that aha moment and you go, there it is.
I don't want to hear another song that starts with "I woke up this morning and."
No.
I mean, it if it's done right, actually, it can be great. But it's
Wait, I
it's
have one
just-
that's sort of like that. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Play another, please.
Let's see now. Soft or loud? Let me do. Okay, so this will give you an indication. So there still is a great guitar player by the name of Ry Cooder, who I was heavily into in the mid '70s, early '70s, and a number of years ago, I was singing with a group called the Kent Singers, which does a lot of choral stuff. I was a tenor. Among 3 tenors in the whole group, but we did a show at Music Mountain, beautiful venue, Music Mountain in Falls Village, and it was all gospel music. And right around that same time, I had a brief falling out with some members of my family where I was like, you know, someday you're going to look back on this and you're really going to regret it about whatever it was.
Right.
And we were singing a song with Ken Singers that had something to do with, you know, come that day, you know, and I'm like, oh, so this is come that day. And then you'll hear a little raikou. Will come that day when he calls your name. Will there be thunder, lightning, rain? Will you rise up, or will you fall in shame? Come that day when he calls your name. Come that day when you reach that door. St. Peter's gonna ask you, what'd you come here for? Did you help your brother, or did you cause him pain? Come that day when he calls your And on that day, his river you'll cross. He's gonna count your winnings, then he'll count the cost. Ashes to ashes, memories to the flame. Come that day when he calls your name. There's gonna be thunder, lightning, rain. And will you rise up or fall in shame? Come that day when he calls your Come that day when he calls your name. Come that day when he calls your I just have to.
That's
I like having fun. But
yeah, nice. Obviously you do. We did a show a year ago or so together.
Yeah.
Up in Millerton, which was a lot of fun, and I think
And you're going back up there.
I'm going back up there, and so are you.
I am.
I'm there in April, and you're in June, you said?
I think it's June.
Yeah.
I think it's June.
The Annex in Millerton is a great series that basically it's songwriters in the round, so you know, it's a ways away, but it's not all that far away. So
Oh, right across the line.
yeah.
Right across
Yeah.
the line. A
Yeah.
place I never go. I never go across that line.
You never do?
No, only to play music.
There you go. Actually, you know, yeah, I don't either. I go, all right, I hit the, oh, no, I see the state line, not really going there. Yeah, yeah. Where can the folks watching here find you, except for in Kent?
Yeah, find me. You can always find me. But you, through the Joint Chiefs website, which is jointchiefsmusic.com, I do material with them. We have 3 lead singers, each of whom writes about 60% original music, and then when we do covers, we never do the same as the we're not known for no people, but we do, like I can tell you, we do Kiss by Prince. You know, but we do it as a suite. So we don't have to be.
Yeah, no.
So
Yeah.
that kind of thing, just changing things.
Now, do you have music available online? We're online.
No, in fact, I don't, Bill, but that is something I plan on. I do plan on doing it
Yeah.
at some point. I've got some friends. I've got a friend named Gordon Titcomb who's been after me to do some stuff with him and record some songs, like the New England song.
Right.
Some of the stuff that doesn't fit the Joint Chiefs kind of mold
Right.
that I really want to get out there. Yeah, that's in my future.
Yeah.
That's in my future.
You know, the beauty of it, and I do love technology and I hate it at the same time, is the beauty of getting into a studio and, you know, recording a couple of songs, you know, whether it's available on YouTube or Spotify, or you burn a CD and they're at your shows. You know, music like yours certainly needs to be heard. And
Your mic fell.
uh-oh.
It certainly did.
Yeah, when you started your,
Right after I gave you the 5 minutes, Mike jumped off, because I went, by
I'm
the time I got back in the booth.
probably on the
It
shirt
was-
was
That's all
where
right.
it was.
No,
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
yeah, no worries.
Technical difficulties.
if we pick up the point where you were at the, well, explain to him, because I wasn't in the room, where to pick it up.
As soon as he finished his song.
Cool. Right, okay.
Okay.
So you had a question?
Yeah, he asked
Yeah,
me
yeah.
about is my music
Yeah, yeah.
available? Yeah.
So why don't we start with, do the last end of this song along with the little funny part.
Yep. Da-na-na-na-na,
Then we can
yeah.
cut- then we can cut
Stairway to
right
Heaven,
there
right?
at that
Okay,
point, and then
so where do you want me to start musically?
last few bars.
Okay.
The end of the song.
Okay.
Wherever you want to start it. Because anywhere you started, we will
Well, yeah.
cut.
I think I was on that fret, right? Because I change it
Yeah.
depending upon where. All right. Come that day when he calls your name. Come that day when he calls your name.
Yeah. So you have fun.
Oh wait, if it's not fun,
Yeah, you don't do it, right?
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the nickname of the Joint Chiefs group that I'm in is tight harmonies, loose attitude.
That's good.
That's good.
I have, you know, again, if you love playing,
Yeah.
it should come across in your performance, and you goof up or you know whatever.
There's no wrong notes.
I will do a song and I'll get going into it, and I'll forget a verse, or and I go whoop, gotta stop, or you know I invite people to sing along with me, and I'll stop mid song and say you're not loud enough, so come on, and pull them into it. So you should have fun.
Have to.
Yeah.
Have to.
And where can our viewers find your music?
Well, I don't really have any, I don't have a website. The website that people find me on usually is through the Joint Chiefs, which is jointchiefsmusic.com. And there we have links to CD Baby, which is where our CDs are available. And I've got songs on all 3 of our CDs. But the other stuff that doesn't fit into the Joint Chiefs mold is not, I haven't really done it, but that's one of the things that I plan on doing.
That's a great goal.
Is to get, at least an EP out there. I have a great friend by the name of Gordon Titcomb, who's a wonderful musician who played with Arlo Guthrie for a number of years, and he's a instrumentalist, and
Yeah.
he's been after me to record the New England song, and so, it's one of those things that's on the list to be done.
Right. Well, as a songwriter, listening to your originals, I mean, they should be heard.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And even if you do, an EP of 4 or 5 that you can have at your shows,
Just a handout.
to hand out. I mean, I started, 10 years ago, and I made them at home, and I would give them out at first, and then I would ask $5, and then I would ask for 10, as but what that did was it helped build this body of fans. I don't like the word fans, but that so songs like yours should be heard by
and I'm
everybody.
really, I'm not of the age where I'm going to be going out on the road and slogging it out in motels every night.
No,
I mean, but to get it out there, I'll be throwing stuff up on YouTube soon.
Good.
There's also a few contests that I think I want to enter, but then that's such a roulette wheel that I was going to say something shoot, but it's a roulette wheel that I just don't, it's one of those things I want to do.
First of all, you need to be doing this because you love it.
Absolutely.
If you do it for any other reason than you love it, then you probably will be disappointed. But you start with loving it, and then it comes across in the world that you travel in. So, and what usually happens at our porch is that we start running out of time very quickly.
I heard.
So we have so much fun, and I want to thank you, George,
Thanks.
for coming on.
Thanks so much,
It's a
Bill.
pleasure. So
Thanks so much. You're the consummate host.
well, I don't know about that, because I would like to blow my nose right now. But George Potts, thank you from Kent.
Thank you.
And find him somewhere on YouTube, Joint Chiefs,
JointChiefsMusic.com.
and play us out.
How about this? It's called the Ruprecht Shuffle.